Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody. We are live chatting about the weather and a couple things. Some rain in the forecast along with some colder air as well. It's not going to be an Arctic cold front, but it will be pretty strong as temperatures fall from the 80s this afternoon to the 50s and 60s by tomorrow, and most importantly, Thursday. I think Thursday will be the coolest out of the next 7. And by the weekend, we are rebounding. We're recovering in temperatures back in the 70s and 80s. And again, we'll talk all about that in detail in just a bit. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. We're answering questions for the next 10 to 20 minutes. But yeah, big takeaway in today's weather headline: cold front, not today, but tomorrow morning. Likely either at or before sunrise. So pretty much earlier in the day. And as a result, as the cold front moves in, yes, cooler air, but also gusty winds upwards of 20 to 30 miles an hour. So today and tomorrow and tonight is your chance to bring in any lawn furniture, any loose lawn items that are in the front or backyard. Bring them inside because with this cold front moving through tomorrow, if you're just joining us, if it's moving through tomorrow, it's your chance to bring in anything that's outside indoors. A lot of folks have their trash cans outdoors today, trash pickup, so make sure you bring them in tonight just because tomorrow it'll be windy and a lot cooler, and then with wind gusts near 30 to 40 miles an hour. Things are going to be being blown down the street. So just prepare for the cold front, and you can see where it is right now. It's not in Texas right now, but it is across the plains. It's moving through Colorado, portions of Kansas at this hour. Good morning, Hope, and good morning, Sonia. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your Tuesday. Thanks for joining in. It's warm everywhere across the state. It's 72 here in the city, 73 at Midland, same thing at Eagle Pass. You know, some areas out west earlier yesterday hit the middle 90s. Del Rio, think about 94. Same thing at Eagle Pass. It was very hot in some of our western counties on Monday afternoon. Now we're on Tuesday. Not much has changed. We have seen more moisture move in, more humidity, which is why we're seeing kind of a cloudy sky and a humid setup and even some lingering fog at this hour. But radar, it is quiet. We're not seeing much measurable rain. If there is anything falling from the sky, it's a patchy drizzle, it's a sprinkle here and there, but otherwise nothing measurable out there, and we're not expecting anything measurable in the forecast. Again, maybe a drizzle, maybe an area of light sprinkles, but that is about it under mostly cloudy skies right now. And some of that is fog. Visibility is down to 5 miles here in the city. It has improved a lot since this morning. There were a few areas around San Antonio and around the metro that were down to 1 to 2 miles, and some down to a quarter in some localized areas south and southeast of San Antonio. Things are improving, but with temperatures this warm and humidity values this high, or in this mild and humid and tropical pattern, that does produce morning fog. But we should say goodbye to that by tomorrow. As a cold front moves through, winds will be too gusty for fog to form tomorrow. And also that'll bring down the humidity values quite a bit as air is drier behind cold fronts, and that'll help a lot by tomorrow and Thursday. All right, so temperature, we're at 77 at Carrizo Springs, 73 at Eagle Pass. Here are the winds, a little windy out east, right? Columbus, Victoria, Port Lavaca towards Houston, southerly winds picking up the moisture more, and also creating wind gusts near 30 to 35 miles an hour. Here in the city, it's a little breezy at times with the occasional gust near 15 to 20. Today's timeline for your Tuesday, 87 with a mixture of more clouds, if anything, than sunshine. That sun will peek through the clouds, and then it'll be a warm day, more spring and summer-like this afternoon as highs rebound about 20 degrees above average for this time of year. Notice how much moisture is moving overhead. At the surface, of course, we talked about that south wind, but also from the west. Notice how much cloud cover is moving in. Maybe a few sprinkles out down south near McMullen County, Tilden, Cotulla, down I-35. And some more rain out near Big Bend National Park, West Texas, down I-10. The closer you are to El Paso, you can see some more measurable rain out there this morning. Even some snowfall for parts of New Mexico and Colorado and the higher elevations of the Rocky Mountains, the farther north and northwest you go. So our pattern, if you look closely, is going to be influenced by this streamline of moisture. If you look closely, I'll make it so you can see the last 3 hours, better vantage point from there. Let me make sure I save this. Bear with me, y'all. Let's do this real quick. So notice this is the last 3 hours. Look how much moisture is moving in from west to east, right? So this is setting up a cloudy next couple days. Also with moisture overhead, we may see again a few sprinkles, maybe some patchy drizzle tomorrow, maybe this afternoon and tonight. Rain's not going to be widespread and it's not going to be measurable, but just some drizzle and mist, and that's about it, especially right now through the next couple hours. But we are setting up the stage for some more cloud cover as colder air moves in. And also this upper level support from California moves in farther east towards New Mexico and towards Texas. That'll keep the clouds around for the next couple days. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday, mostly cloudy skies. Highs today in the 80s, but with the front you saw earlier moving through tomorrow morning, that's going to mean some cooler air and some small chances for rain. So here it is, tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. Temperatures in the 60s. It's going to be a backwards kind of day where we hit our high temperature for the day in the morning, right? 4, 5, 6 a.m. where temperatures will top out probably in the upper 60s, maybe around 65 around 2 and 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, pre-dawn, right? From there, the rest of the day stays pretty cool. And by the afternoon, we stay in the upper 50s, lower 60s. And then when you add in the winds, moving around 20 to 30 miles an hour, it's going to be a chilly day and also cloudy with just some sunshine here and there. There may be a light shower as the front moves through overnight, 4, 5, 6 a.m., but nothing measurable, nothing that's widespread, nothing severe is in the forecast. That's the good news. But tomorrow, temperatures remaining in the 50s and 60s all day long, probably struggling to get out of 60 degrees at the most, with those winds moving around 20 to 30 miles an hour. So here's the timeline. Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., generally light, maybe a breeze near 15 miles an hour. But here comes the winds, occasional gusts near 40 to 50 at times. So tomorrow is going to be windy. Plan accordingly tonight. It's not going to be windy tonight, but it will be windy tomorrow morning, 7, 8, 9 a.m. with the occasional gust near 40 miles an hour. Bring in any loose lawn items, any lawn furniture inside, because if anything's in your front or backyard, it's going to be blown away with these winds from the north in the wake of this cold front. So here's the 7-day, and we talked about this earlier, the temperature drop. So today, 87. Almost 20 degrees above average. Tomorrow, 65, so about a 20 to 22 degree drop in high temperatures. That's a pretty strong front, but it gets even cooler on Thursday. Morning lows back in the 40s, so a little breezy on Thursday, and high temperatures struggling to get out of the 50s on Thursday afternoon, 54 for a high on Thursday. Tomorrow, though, it will be the windiest out of the next 7. Tomorrow, again, gusts near 30 to 40 miles an hour. It's going to be windy tomorrow. Keep that in mind for tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Not as cold Wednesday, but cooler on Thursday. High temperature near 54, morning low at 48. And then here comes the rebound in temperatures back to normal, back to more of a spring-like pattern Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with lows back in the 50s and highs warmer in the upper 70s, lower 80s. Yeah, don't put the heater away just yet, Castor. Yeah, obviously, we're still in February. It's still technically winter. These past several weeks have not felt like winter. It's felt, as a matter of fact, more like spring. Most afternoons in the last few weeks have been in the 70s and 80s. But yeah, we'll see a brief cool down, a brief look at winter for tomorrow and Thursday. Mainly Thursday, I think, will feel more like winter because temperatures will be in the 50s all day. It's going to be pretty cold for Texas, right, on Thursday. But aside from tomorrow and Thursday, the other days surrounding us, Friday, this weekend, we'll be back to spring-like weather, 70s and 80s, 83 on Saturday and 78 to near 80 on Sunday. There are small rain chances on Thursday and tomorrow, maybe a sprinkle, maybe a light shower, nothing measurable. And same thing next Monday as another front rolls in. Right now, I need to double check and see how strong that front, the trends are. Let's see. So, of course, this upcoming front on tomorrow will be a pretty strong front, dropping highs back from the 80s to the 60s and 50s. That's a pretty strong burst of cold air. But fast forwarding through Monday and then Tuesday, that looks to be a pretty decent front, but it'll be brief. I would say between Monday and Tuesday, Monday high temperature near 78. Next Tuesday, probably high temperature in the upper 60s, lower 70s. Not a huge burst of colder air when you compare it to the one tomorrow and when you compare it to the one for next week. So, of course, we'll fine-tune everything. We'll give you the details later on as more forecast data comes in as we progress into the first couple of days of March. March 1st begins this Friday. Wow. All right, so we're going to have an early spring. Right now, overall, it looks like we will see warmer temperatures a little earlier. Of course, that'll vary from day to day, from week to week. Classic example, right? Wednesday and Thursday, tomorrow and Thursday, just a brief amount of colder air, but overall the trend is warmer than average, 70s and 80s, which is way above average for even March, right? Typical temperatures in the early March timeframe are in the middle 70s. Instead, today, Saturday and Sunday, we're 80 to 85 degrees, right? So we're overall looking at a pretty warm pattern, more of a spring-like pattern into the next couple weeks. But of course, that's not to rule out any cold fronts that move through, just like tomorrow and Thursday, briefly cooling down 60s and 50s. And we could also see some cold fronts move through later in March. We'll obviously monitor that and give you the details as we get more forecast data in. But overall, the trend is looking warmer than average into the middle of March. All right, guys, we'll leave it on the forecast a little longer. Tomorrow, 65. That's when the front moves in. Again, if you're just joining us, tomorrow will be windy. As the front moves through around sunrise, if not before sunrise, winds will gust near 30 to 40 miles an hour. Temperature high of 65 tomorrow, 54 on Thursday, so a lot cooler on Thursday and a little breezy. Not as windy on Thursday, but it will be breezy with temperatures struggling to get out of the 50s all day Thursday. That's a chilly day. That's a 30 to 40 degree swing temperature drop from Tuesday to Thursday, so something to keep in mind. And then it won't last very long. Friday, 76. Morning at 48. High temperature on Saturday, 83. So it's going to be a quick recovery in temperatures as spring-like weather returns by this weekend. All right, guys, have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you later. We'll leave it on the forecast a little longer, but for right now, be safe. And of course, again, tomorrow will be windy. Bring any loose lawn items, any lawn furniture, anything you have in the front or backyard inside tonight, because tomorrow it will be windy. Things will be blown down the street. Gusts will be near 30 to 40 miles an hour tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow's going to be a windy day. Plan accordingly. Have a great day. Enjoy the warmth today with the cooler air on tap for tomorrow, and most importantly on Thursday with highs near 54 Thursday afternoon. Have a great Tuesday, guys, and we'll see you later.